I was warned that this North Carolina creek was too remote and rugged to fish alone, but I'd also heard that it held a mix of wild trout that you rarely find living together in the same place. So I called up a friend and we headed in to see what we could find, and very quickly realized that catching the fish wasn't going to be the hardest part. Welcome to Fifth Day Fly Fishing. I'll see you out there. This is the kind of fishing we're going to be getting into today. There's a reason that nobody fishes this stuff. Woo! You got a bad rock right there. That's deep. There you go. Yeah, see, that's pretty good. You got a tough angle on that. So, not much you can do. Decent trout here, actually. That's a good trout. That's a brownie right off the bat. All right, I'm gonna be doing something that may be dumb. I got them in a little container here. Look at that.
Yes. Yes.
Decent little brown.
Oh, what a pig right there.
Pretty cool guy. I'm gonna pick him up just for a quick shot of with the camera, and then I'll let him go. Beautiful spots on him. See you, buddy. Nice little wild brown to start things out. Fishing with Trey. I fished with him a while back, but it's been a while. But this river right here is no joke. This creek, rather. It is actually pretty dangerous. We're just so far away from anything. We're way down deep in this valley, and you can see the terrain that we're having to work over here. If you're by yourself, you fall and break a leg, you're in real trouble. So this is definitely better fished with two people. You okay?
Well, the hole.
You all right though? Got about 1.5 miles of water to cover, and we need to do it in about 4 hours. So we're probably gonna be hustling through this stuff. There's a bunch of wild browns in here, bunch of wild rainbows, and there's a bunch of wild brook trout. So this is actually a really crazy creek because you'll find browns and brooks mixed together, native brook trout mixed in with wild browns. It's pretty rare to have something like that, actually. So this is definitely a special little creek. It really is. This is pretty technical fishing because you don't want to get so deep right here. You almost got to run it at perfect depth. Because if you're running it too deep, there's these big boulders that you're just going to get tangled on every time. Slow down your drift a little bit. You're going a little bit. When you pull it that fast, it's too high in the water column. So you just want to slow down you're just leading it, you know what I mean? Was that a fish, you think? There we go. Oh! Quick release on that guy. What? I'm not gonna lie, dude. I didn't know it was gonna be this crazy. I thought it was gonna be like every now and then,
right.
You know.
They're good runs.
I think what's been crazy so far is that there's a bunch of really good deep looking holes just like this right here. And it doesn't really produce like you think it would. Now, come on. About time to get into a brook trout. There's one. Finally, dude. Little rainbow. Little rainbow. You gotta net these dudes quick because, man, they will shake out on you. Let's see if we can get a shot of him too. I'm trying to get decent pictures for the trifecta for the slam, wild trout slam, but I don't want to hold them too long. Here he is though, just in case. Let's get him in here. See if we'll chill out for a second to where I can get a decent shot of him. There he goes. Beautiful little wild trout. Look at those colors. See you, bud. All right, come on, we're going for the slam. All right, I forgot I said I was gonna pop up the flies after my next trout, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop those up. It's like a, and I'll be honest, I'm gonna have to look up the exact name of these. One of them is a perdigon, but my point fly is closer to some kind of hare's ear. Oh gosh, goodbye. This is crazy stuff, man.
I know.
I'm glad you're here with me.
It's nice. I like it. It's beautiful.
Right, it is. Missed him again? Just got to keep that tight line. That way, as soon as you pull your wrist up, you're setting the hook. All right, so we worked our way up quite a bit at this point. But this water is crazy wild. There are so many deep pockets and just huge boulders. I mean, look at this right here. Look at what we're about to have to work through. Literally a waterfall coming up here. Nice. Dude, that's a good one, Trey. I want you to do it. There you go, dude. Trout of the day.
It was sloppy.
Big one of the, yeah, but you just pulled in too much. Yeah, you just.
I did pull.
Dude, that is a nice wild rainbow right there. Let's get a close up of this bad boy. I can flip that around. Nice, dude. Look at this. There's a fish. Oh, popped off. Man. Had one and he popped off. Let's see if I get deep again. There might be a lot more in there. There we go. No way. That might have been a rock. I'm not sure. Let it get way down there. There's a lot of water. Oh, he is right in front of this big rock. I see that now.
Water's so strong.
It is. Water strong. Pretty crazy looking, huh? Look at this. Wow, that's crazy. And some like ancient forest back here. Goodness gracious. Traversing this is insane. By the way, if you wouldn't mind leaving this video a like, it helps a whole lot. And please consider subscribing also if you haven't already. But right now we're starting to come up to some really crazy stuff. Like, look at this. All right, I'm gonna be stupid and chunk in right here, this really deep stuff. Really, really deep, and I have a terrible angle on it. There's one. That's a good fish. No! Man, I started fighting that fish upstream and he popped off. That is so unfortunate. That was a decent, I think, rainbow. All right, we gotta keep moving. Man, I've lost so many today. Look at this though. We took a little break there with this big rock back there, but look at this. It's like a big water slide. That is such a cool looking spot though. But it looks like this might be a natural barrier to some stuff, so I'm wondering if more trout are above this.
Before I continue, I want to quickly thank Trout Routes for sponsoring this video. I've been using Trout Routes for years, and in just a second, I'm going to show you how to get a free 3-month trial of Trout Routes Pro. One thing that's really important for me, especially when I'm out filming, is being able to show up with a plan, get on the water quickly, and feel confident about the area I'm fishing. And with Trout Routes Pro, I can look over trout streams, find public access points, and review any special regulations. It's easily the most useful resource I've found for gathering information on trout streams. It's not going to magically tell me where the fish are or where to fish, but it gives me a lot of the information I need to feel more prepared and make the most out of the day. And one of my favorite features is that I can download entire regions ahead of time. So even when I'm out on the water with zero service, I can still pull up the map, look over the area, and make a quick adjustment to my plan if needed. If you want to give Trout Routes Pro a try, use my link in the description or scan the QR code on screen to get a free 3-month trial.
Look at this. Wow. What in the world? This is crazy right here. Oh, what if? Imagine. What kind of fisherman would I be if I didn't drop it in right here? Right below these falls. I got to. All right, we got to get moving. Crazy though, I had to drop it in right there. We are for real running out of time. It's making me a little nervous. We got about 2.5 hours to actually get out of here. Dude, are you kidding? How crazy is this? I want to slide down this. What in the, this is awesome. I have never seen something like this before. Okay, now that we're above that crazy waterfall slide looking thing, I'm hoping we can get into some more brown trout. I know they are mixed together, the browns and the brooks. And the weird thing about this creek is the browns actually appear more the higher up you go. So we'll see about that. Just like that. That's how you can get hurt. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Roll, man. Those rocks that roll.
I got by one earlier.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's something that you'd never expect to roll.
Dude, talk about, I mean, think about being back here by yourself. That's all I was like, dude, if I'm gonna go.
You could easily break your leg.
Break your leg. And then what?
Yeah, and if you're in deep water, how do you feel about spooking?
Yeah, you got to come up from below them because the water's pretty clear. So I think that's why a lot of times,
I try to be stealthy.
Yeah. And a lot of times we're sort of getting bites in the white watery stuff, the really quick stuff, because they have a harder time seeing us. And these deep pools, yeah, like they could probably, now they're facing upstream. So if you come in from behind them, but yeah, dude, we're splashing through the water and stuff. Yeah, that spooks them. I mean, that's like a blue hole. That is like a really deep swimming hole. Crazy. Very bad drift there. Ooh. Let's get a little deeper. There we go. No! Lost another one. Man, why do I keep losing them? That's tough. All right, we're just continuing to work our way up here. It is very, very bouldery. I knew it would be challenging to navigate just because it's really deep in this valley, but I didn't think it'd be like this. But so far, I've got a brown, little wild rainbow, and going for the native Southern Appalachian brook trout, and that will complete the wild trout slam. So let me see if I can get into one of those. Hey, don't let me speed you up. Like if you want to stop and fish, I'm not, like it's not that bad. You all right? That was sketchy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. I think Trey's about over it. I don't think Trey signed up for this. Sorry, buddy. I have no idea how far we've gone at this point. It doesn't feel like very far. We've just been going super slow. Felt like a fish. That is a fish. Might be able to get that dude. There we go. Flung him off, dude, again. Flung off another one. Well, getting some action. Just my goodness. If I could actually land one, that'd be great. There's one. Guess what that is? That is a slam right there. This is a beautiful Southern Appalachian brook trout.
The orange, black, and
Actually,
white.
look, yeah, look at that. Look at how orange and white his fins are. Beautiful. All right, we'll get this dude in the little container and get some really cool pictures of him. All right, get a look at this guy. How about that? Beautiful fish. See you, bud. Look how crazy that big old log is. I just don't even see anything down there, man. Wow. Look at how crazy this is. Hold on. You got a big old stick, Dragon. There we go. Now that is nuts, man. That's a huge tree. No, you're good. I'm not trying to rush it. All right, I'm not gonna lie, we are struggling. This is extremely tough, just wading, navigating. I've never fished a creek like this before. I mean, look at it. It just keeps going. Every little stretch is like that. We keep thinking maybe we're gonna come to a flat part, and then it just keeps on going with these giant boulders and plunge pools. Before we try to hit the road, I'm gonna try to get one or two more. Deep pool, deep plunge pool again. There we go. Not exactly sure what this is. It's fighting well. Come on, be a brownie for me. It's fighting really hard. Oh, a big brook. This is a really good sized Southern Appalachian brook trout. Beautiful fish. All right, let's get him right back. Hopefully that was good. That was a good size brook trout. I'll take that all day. Like everything is just like this. Everything, there's some kind of obstacle in your way. Something. Nothing is just straightforward. It's all, oh, a tree's down or giant boulders or something. So no wonder nobody comes back here. At least nobody that knows what's back here. I definitely would never ever do this by myself. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I'll be okay. But the amount of rocks and boulders I've stepped on today and logs that have turned on me, I could easily break an ankle, twist an ankle, anything that's gonna slow me down from getting out really, really bad. So I feel bad for dragging Trey through this, because I don't think he signed up for this kind of a trek, but I'm really appreciative that he is here. I'm thankful, look at that, just like that, boom, right there, just a little rock. Man, crazy. I don't know if we can climb that. Like, look at this impassable object. Unless I get more than waist deep in the water there, how am I gonna get around that? I mean, look at how deep that is. Sort of wanna chunk in that. Or we can try to hit the road, what do you think? Look, I mean, you can see it's sort of vertical right here. Yeah. Like, it's fine right here. But then once we get closer to the road, it goes like straight up. But Then again, you could probably find some trees and
Steep, right?
it does look steep, but there's some trees and stuff that we could just sort of use. Goodness. Here you go. You good? There you go. All right, you can tell we're currently working our way out here. Look at this. We're up probably 100 feet, having to climb out. There was a pretty impassable object down there. I mean, I could have weighted it because I'm wet weighting, but I think it would have been over Trey's weight or so. I got a little tree. Yeah. Tree was there, lending me a hand. So this is what we just climbed up. You see Trey's hating me right now. All right, we're currently taking the walk of shame. We had to call it right there. There are a lot of fish in there, and unfortunately I think we weren't able to get to really the bulk of them, which is up in this craziness that's way down here. We ran out of time, and traversing was just more than anything I've ever seen before. That was some crazy stuff. But thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I really appreciate all the support on all these videos. Everybody's been super kind down in the comments, and I just really appreciate all the support and everything like that. If you don't mind, please leave this video a like. It is very helpful. And also please consider subscribing if you haven't already. But thanks so much once again, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. See ya.